Alright guys, welcome back to Hero-Villain Mashup, and yeah, this is one I've been kind of wanting to do for a while. This is one, like, mashup I've always wanted to see, and I feel like it should have happened. It should have happened in the Doctor Who and Star Trek TNG crossover when it happened. All we got was instead the Borg and the Cybermen. But I feel like these two characters had the, if the Doctor was had this guy in his rogues gallery, it would be nothing short of awesome, as well as pretty interesting. So obviously, yeah, the Doctor and Q. Yeah, this hero villain mashup is going to be between the Doctor and Q. So what would it be like if Q was a villain of the Doctor? And specifically, I'm going to go with Sylvester McCoy's Doctor, because here's the reason why I chose McCoy over Peter Capaldi. The reason why I chose McCoy rather than just say the Doctor, I just went with a specific Doctor, is because I feel like out of all the Doctors, well, Capaldi in second place in this, I feel like McCoy's Doctor had that this level of darkness and just very conniving and very intelligent, and got his enemies, to fall for themselves. He got his enemies right where he wanted them before destroying them. Now, not to say Capaldi's Doctor doesn't do that, but I feel like it really started, that kind of going back to the mystery of it, and, that kind of just level of darkness really hit with McCoy. So I feel like someone who has that kind of he also has that same kind of level of dark humor Q does, and admittedly, McCoy, I feel like Q easily works out of all the Doctor's rogues. I think like he would be a McCoy era villain. He just feels like a McCoy era villain, which is good because Star Trek TNG was premiering, the first few seasons, especially with Q, appeared in the same era as when Sylvester McCoy's run was going on in the last few seasons of the classic Doctor Who series. Sorry, I had to get something to drink. But yeah, let's talk about this. What would it be like if the Seventh Doctor and Q were enemies? Now, I would imagine that, obviously Q has all the power here. The Doctor just, he's an alien, very intelligent, but you've got Q here who's literally a god. He's literally, this walking god, and, he's just this regular powerhouse. He's this, if he wanted to, he could just wipe out a planet with a thought. And with that, with that being said, the Doctor has encountered godlike beings before. He's encountered, Sutek and, the Dream Lord. I think, if anything, this would be very much like his, his encounter with the Dream. This would be like the Doctor facing off with the Dream Lord. Or in this case, since it's classic Doctor Who, it would be like the Doctor battling the Valyard. So, yeah, that kind of level of malevolence and, destroying oneself. And that's the thing, Q loves to screw with his enemies, and that's the thing. The Doctor doesn't like himself very much. The Doctor in no way really likes himself. He does not care for, he doesn't really care much for himself. That's why he doesn't like traveling alone, and especially this Doctor didn't like traveling alone. This is why he had Ace with him all the time. And that's the other thing, Ace wouldn't put up with with Q's shit. I don't think she would, she would not put up with Q's shit, and I think Q would be like, what are you gonna do? Throw a bomb in my face? Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Oh shit. Yeah, so that's the first, that's what Ace does in hopeless situations. Blow something up. Meanwhile, the Doctor, I would just love to see the Doctor and Q have a conversation. I would just love to see them playing a chess game, and just really kind of each move, each time they take a pawn, or the Q takes a pawn or a piece from the Doctor, he blows up a planet. And the Doctor has to keep all of his pieces together while still winning the game, or a planet's going to blow up, or someone he cares about dies. So I kind of imagine that would be one of the things going on. While they're, if anything else, I just want to see McCoy's Doctor and Q have a conversation, and these two very intelligent beings. And, the Doctor would be like, you're this godlike being who just, flagrantly throws the laws of physics around for his own personal use. And Q would be like, oh, and what do you do with time travel? Oh, that's right, the same thing I do. Yeah. So if anything, also, with McCoy's doctor, like I said, he's just this master chess player, and mentally, and I think while Q is intelligent, but he gets a little too ahead of himself. That's the biggest thing to lead to Q's downfall, is through his own, sheer arrogance. And especially with McCoy's doctor, that's how he really won. That's how he beat Davros. That's how he beat, Fenric. That's how he defeated so many enemies, is because he, kind of pulled the rug out from under him. And use their own level of intelligence and arrogance against them. And I think it would be no different with Q. The problem is that Q is this godlike being who could easily change the rules around if he wanted to. But I think the Doctor would be, prepared for that. Hell, I mean, Q could even, reconfigure the TARDIS, so even the Doctor couldn't even find his way out. So it's really dependent on, the Doctor, and to another case, Ace, to try to figure out his whole game plan. And that's the thing, he could even stop the Doctor's main weapon, his main thing is time travel, so for all we know, Q could just easily snap his fingers and just shut down the TARDIS. That's a scary thought. But, yeah, it would just be an excellent meeting of the minds between these two, and it would just be, like I said, a great cat-and-mouse game between these two great characters. And again, I'm kind of disappointed that we never got to see this even though, yeah, it would have been Matt Smith's Doctor, but still, regardless, it would have been nothing short of an awesome meeting between these characters. And I feel like, again, even though the Star Trek Doctor Who crossover was pretty good, it wasn't bad, not bad at all. I just feel like that was a missed opportunity, and I always thought, what would it be like if Q was an enemy of the Doctor? It's specifically, Doctor Number 7. So, what do you guys think? What would it be like if Q and the Doctor were enemies? How do you think that would go about, and what kind of games do you think Q would play against the Doctor, and how do you think the Doctor would survive, and as well as Ace? Anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I will see you guys later.